This video will give you a quick overview of how to work with saved calculator reports in Sullivan on Comp. Let's start with a calculation. I'll do a money chart. Enter a claim or matter number. This field can accept any format with letters and numbers. This info is required if you want to save your report, because we'll use that number to match up across different calculators and understand that they're still all related to the same case. Enter the name of the injured worker if you want to be able to use that as a search parameter to find a saved report later. Complete the inputs for your calculation. After you press Calculate, you'll see the results for the inputs you created. So far, all we've done is run a calculation. You could abandon it or print it out, or print to PDF and save it to your own digital file or email as a file attachment. You don't have to save the report. But if you want to save it, press the Save Report button. Once you've saved it, you can see it tells you that it's been saved and added to your saved reports. It also gives you a link to see the saved reports. So you can see here's the entry I've just created. Just to be clear about where to find your saved reports, click the navigation link to go to Calculators, click on the Save Reports tab, and you'll see your saved reports there as well. So having created this report, I can click through to view it again. It's a live interactive version. I can also choose to edit it. Now I can run the calculation. So now I'm looking at a different result, but unless I press save again, I haven't changed what's saved. I've only changed what I'm looking at. So if I want to update the save version, I press Save Report again. And now if we go there, click to look at it again, we can see that it loads with the update that I've made. Something that's really nice about saved calculators is that as you're making inputs into whatever calculator you're working with and saving them, those inputs get saved and you can pull them into other calculators as well. I'll show you an example of that. So we've not yet done George Clooney's PD rating. We just did a money chart based on an assumed PD rate. But now we've just received a new medical report and we want to actually create a calculation for the PD rating. So I'll start by navigating to the PD calculator page, click into the claim matter number field. If I were working on a case that I hadn't yet saved, I would type in that new claim number. But in this instance, because I already did some work on this case, I instead want to pull in that saved data for this calculation. So I look for it in the drop-down options. So far, I've only saved one calculator, so the list isn't long, but over time, there would be quite a few entries here. But that's not a problem because this is also a dynamic search field. So I could also start typing the number, and the list of available results would narrow to match. I select the one I'm looking for, and we see every one of the inputs that matches up to a previously saved input from any other calculator for this specific matter are pulled in and pre-populate this form for you. So I can see that I got a date of injury and the average weekly wage selection. A quick side note, you might remember that we input a PD value into the money chart calculator, but we wouldn't pull that value in here because there's no input for PD percentage. That's actually an output on this calculator. On this rating string permanent disability calculator, you can also specify the doctor's name and the date of the report. And because you might receive multiple doctors' reports to rate on a single matter, we let you save multiple instances of this PD calculator. So you'll want to enter that info in order to keep track of which saved version pertains to which report. So I've completed the report by inputting a few random impairments just for the demo. And now when I press Calculate, I've got a completed report. And again, at this point, I could either save or abandon it. If I want to save it, I have to press Save Report. So I've just completed rating a doctor's report on the George Clooney matter. I press Calculate and then Save. On both our PD and money chart calculators, we also include links in the results section to related present value and commutation calculators. We'll only show you the appropriate calculator links based on the PD percentage value. So for example, if the PD rate is too low for a life pension, we wouldn't include that as a link, but if it's high enough to qualify, we would. Once you've saved your results, if you wish to do one of these related calculators on the same matter, you can click on any of these links to go to that calculator page with the data pulled in from the same claim or matter number. And by the way, if you haven't saved the results and you click any of the links, you'll still go to that calculator, but it'll just be a blank version with none of the data filled in. So the key to remember is save the calculator first. And here's what that looks like. Let's say we want to calculate the present value on this case, so we'll go to the present value of PD and life pension with COLA calculator. You can see we've carried forward all the info we know based on your inputs so far. But there are still a few fields missing because those input fields weren't present on any of the calculations you've previously done. So at this point, if you're not paying close attention and you just click calculate, the page itself will highlight in red and tell you which inputs are still needed. So you'd complete those fields, press calculate, and again, you'll get your results. And at this point, same options, save or abandon. If you press Save Report, you'll see it appear as another saved report under the same claim matter number. For each claim matter number, you can only create one instance of each saved report, except you could create multiple instances of the rating string permanent disability calculator. And the reason for that, as mentioned before, is that you might need to rate various different doctor reports. If you'd like to delete a saved report, you can. Click the delete icon, press yes to confirm. Once you've saved a number of reports, you'll also need to know how to find a particular report if you're looking for something you've already saved. You can sort your listings based on any of these column headers, and also you can search by a name or a claim matter number. You can save most of the SOC calculators. The exceptions are those calculators that are really more like lookup tools, such as the combined value tool, date differences, or life expectancy lookup. So the easiest way to know whether a calculator is eligible to be saved is on the calculator page itself. If you see these input fields, the claim matter number, and the name of the injured worker, then this is a calculator that can be saved. If you're on a calculator page and you don't see those fields, then that calculator can't be saved. If you have any questions, let us know. Reach out to support@sullivanoncomp.com.